All right. We got another question from Lennox, who writes, Dear John and Hank, my 11-year-old daughter recently had brain surgery, so she's home from school recovering and very bored and asking a lot of questions. Here's a selection of just a few of those questions, and we'd love it if you could answer one. Two of the questions, Hank, are, were starlings around when you were a kid, and when did starlings show up in America?
Oh, well, starlings were around when I was a kid. In fact, there were many of them.
So many.
So many.
An endless number.
Yeah, but if we were born in like the 1870s, then there wouldn't have been starlings around when we were kids, because a group of 100 European starlings were released in Central Park in the 1890s by some people who wanted America to have all the birds that Shakespeare ever mentioned. That's a real story.
Now, wait a second.
Yes.
I have spent an inordinate amount of time, Lennox, researching this question.
Oh, no. Is it not a real story?
So it may be a real story.
Okay.
It is a very, very good story. And there are starlings mentioned in Shakespeare. And the main person who is responsible for the release of starlings into the United States did do it in Central Park. And I think there was another independent group of starlings that was released in the Northwest.
Yeah, I do not doubt that starlings would have got here one way or the other.
But
not Shakespeare.
Most starlings trace back to that group of most starlings in the U.S. trace back to that group from that were released from in Central Park. So that's real. The Shakespeare thing, I've never been able to confirm with a contemporaneous source. And I have looked into it because that would be an incredible fact.
Yeah.
That's an incredible story. And it's actually a beautiful novel, right? Like one mad dreamer of an ornithologist who thinks that he is doing the birds of the world a favor by giving this beautiful bird a new place to live. And then it becomes the most invasive. It becomes so invasive that they don't even call it the European starling anymore on Wikipedia. They now call it the common starling.
Wow.
Can I tell you the last sentence of the common starling article on Wikipedia?
Yes.
It's about starling meat. Even when correctly prepared, it may still be seen as an acquired taste.
Oh my God. That's a great one.
That's great. That's a sentence right out of Shakespeare. I mean, that's like as good as sentences get. And it's right there in Wikipedia. Someone wrote that for free. All right. I'm going to try to view the version of this history and find out who wrote that sentence. You know, the other thing you need to know, Lennox, a group of starlings is called a murmuration of starlings.
I believe that is the name for any large flock of birds that does that thing.
That thing where they like become these beautiful shapes.
Look like they somehow are intentionally making weird blobby shapes in the sky.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Hank, the sentence goes back to the earliest versions of the Starling Wikipedia page. I'm telling you that this has been in the Wikipedia article for at least 10 years when the Wikipedia article was much shorter. But everybody who's edited the Wikipedia article for all time has been like, well, we can't take that sentence out because it is a great work of art. I'm very biased toward like really good
Is there a source
sentences.
For that?
It doesn't. Yeah, there are 3 sources.
Okay. Well, if there are 3 sources, then I tell you there's been an argument about it in the talk page.
I'm sure somebody was like, hey, this might not be true, to which everyone else said, well, it doesn't matter if it's true. It's an incredibly beautiful sentence.
One thing I know about almost every sentence on Wikipedia, especially a page like Starling's, which I'm sure has been gone over a lot of times, is that every sentence has been fought over. There has been a fight about all of it, which I love about Wikipedia.
And I have to say, I find it very beautiful that we live in this world where Wikipedia is very good despite being full of disagreement.
Yeah.